The House Committee on Government Operations will come to order. Good morning, everyone. I just want to remind you that if you'd like to speak today on the bills that we're going over, if you'd please fill out the white card on the center table and give it to our clerk. We're going to limit testimony on those to about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Chair Begol.
Here.
Representatives Harris.
Here.
Vanderwall.
Present.
Fitzgerald.
Here.
McFall.
Here.
Mr. Chair, you have 5 members present, a quorum.
Okay, thank you. Vice Chair Harris moves to approve the minutes from the June 5th meeting. Without objection, so ordered. Okay, before we take any testimony and votes, we're going to adopt a substitute for each of our 2 bills on the agenda. First, we'll adopt an H2 for House Bill 4515. It clarifies that every individual over the age of 18 authorized to use the bridge card must have their picture on there. And I think it's important to mention that it's something that Representative Woolford and I talked about, is that I was worried that some of the minor kids may not be authorized to use it, but if they're under 18, they'll be able to use the card and things like that. So there won't be any interference there. We don't have to worry about, a child not being able to get some food without the card. So,
Mr. Chair, if you don't mind me asking, will we have time for additional question or comment once the sub is adopted?
No,
we're
going to
discussion to happen.
Yeah,
before?
we had that last week, so we're just gonna move on. Thank you.
Oh, are you open for any more discussion on 4515?
No, I'm not going to be doing any more testimony on that. I'm just going to move through the schedule. So, okay, Representative Vanderwall moves the H2 substitute for the House Bill 4515 be adopted. Mr. Clerk, would please call the roll.
On the motion to adopt the substitute, Chair Begol.
Yes.
Representatives Harris.
Yes.
Vanderwall.
Yes.
Fitzgerald.
No.
McFall.
No.
Mr. Chair, you have 3 yeas, 2 nays, 0 pass. The motion prevails.
Okay, thank you. The substitute is adopted. Okay, next, Representative Fitzgerald is offering a substitute for 4746. Representative, would you like to speak to your substitute?
Yes, thank you, Chair. This would change that 2 years after the effective date that we would allow for this chip upgrade to be enabled. But we also note that the department would continuously upgrade the bridge card with any future enhanced security features that would maybe replace chip-enhanced cards, noting that if the technology were to advance, that they then would be required to move that to the newest security measure.
Okay, would you like to move your substitute?
Therefore, I move my substitute.
Okay, Representative Fitzgerald moves his substitute. Mr. Clerk, would you please take the roll?
On the motion to adopt the substitute, Chair Begol.
No.
Representatives Harris.
No.
Vanderwall.
No.
Fitzgerald.
Yes.
McFall.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, you have 2 yeas, 3 nays, 0 pass. The motion does not prevail.
Okay, the substitute is not adopted. Okay, next we have to adopt an H2 substitute for House Bill 4746. It adds reference to the standards used by the USDA to the bill, which MDHHS must abide by. Vice Chair Harris moves the H2 substitute for the House Bill 4746 be adopted. Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
On the motion to adopt the substitute, Chair Begol.
Yes.
Representatives Harris.
Yes.
Vanderwall.
Yes.
Fitzgerald.
No.
McFall.
No.
Mr. Chair, you have 3 yeas, 2 nays, 0 pass. The motion prevails.
Okay, the substitute is adopted. Okay, now we'll be hearing testimony today from Representative Woolford, House Bill 4746. Would you like to begin, Representative?
Yes, thank you, Chair Begol and members of the committee. Appreciate all of you being here or having me here this morning. Bridge cards today are still running on magnetic stripe technology that banks and retailers phased out years ago, over a decade, because of fraud. This makes them a soft target, the way that we're utilizing these cards now for those that have them, which means criminals have the ability to buy inexpensive skimmers online, swipe the information, and then drain all the benefits that were supposed to go to help families in need, but instead were stolen. House Bill 4746 is about closing the gap and bringing Michigan up to security standards that people already expect in everyday transactions, much like that are on all of your credit cards that are in your wallet today. This bill is straightforward. It requires bridge cards to be chip-enabled within 1 year. Chip cards are a national standard because they're far more secure. They're far more secure than magnetic stripe cards. I specifically put in this 1 year because we have found in our findings that we're nearly $200 million a year in fraud because we're using outdated technology. So if you could have imagined if we add additional years, that's another 200 million around about that is being stolen. So I'm excited for giving people the ability to have the department a year to get this in order so that we don't lose hundreds of millions of more dollars, which could be going to families that are in need instead of going into criminals' bank accounts. As I said, these cards will be harder to clone, harder to skim, and they'll give families the confidence that the benefits that they depend on are there and that they'll be there when they need them. This is not a new idea. It's simply a proven technology it's vital for this program. You may ask, why is this important? This bill does not reduce benefits. It doesn't change eligibility or take food off the table. Instead, it actually would bring more to those that are in need because we are being good stewards of the taxpayers' money. So it protects recipients from theft, protects taxpayers from waste. And you know, if you're playing by the rules, nothing changes except that your bridge card will be more secure. What does change is that everyone will have the confidence that this program is no longer running on outdated technology, which invites abuse. And in closing, this is about safeguarding both the taxpayer and the families that are in need and who rely on this assistance. It's about preventing fraud before it happens and keeping public dollars where they belong. And as stated, from the White House to the State House, we're stopping a government that's out of control. House Bill 4746 is a common sense step to modernizing our bridge cards, our bridge card system, and so I respectfully ask for your support on that today. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Do we have any questions? Okay, Representative Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Representative, for being here. I just have a starting question, which is, do we have an expected cost to upgrade? Is there a significant difference in the, I guess, price per unit, I guess, for lack of a better word? But if a non-chip card is, you know, a penny, is a chip-enabled card 2 pennies? Do you know if there's a cost difference there?
Yeah, I can tell you for sure the cost difference is we're talking about $200 million a year since 2011 when these were enabled, roundabout. So you take 200 million times the 10 years, that's 2 billion just right there that we've lost in theft. So from what we've seen and OIG and others that have come before our committee, that this could be 10 million. It's a whole lot less than 2 billion. I know that.
I guess in terms of the implementation then with DHHS, have you spoken with them about how they would implement that and what costs might come with the department to upgrade that within the time period outlined in the bill?
So I have not, but we have seen what other states have done, and this is where we got our 1 year of implementation, and also respectfully, that's what we pay them to do. This is something that should have been done in 2011, 2013, and it still hasn't been done. So much like your earlier when you asked that.
I'm just going to, I believe that it was like 16 million for the first year, and then the federal government would cover half of that. So
And
I think that's what you were trying to, you want the initial startup cost, right? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Chair. Appreciate you.
Yep.
I think it's also worth noting that within our oversight committee with DHHS, we found that our current SNAP error rate, which is something that is new from the federal government guidelines, that our current SNAP error rate will result in the state having to pay back at least $300 million if we continue this way, because we are over that percentage that's allowed for waste, fraud, and abuse and/or mismanagement of funds. So just off of the numbers that we have right now, this state will have to pay back nearly $300 million to the federal government, and so we have to get our house in order immediately on that.
Okay, thank you. Representative McFall?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Representative, for this. We should be always upgrading security. Crooks are always one step ahead of us because we move so slowly, so I appreciate that. Did you, since we're talking about the implementation cost and we're still in negotiation budgets, did you happen to request that DHHS get additional funding in the budget to cover this cost?
No, I didn't, because the funds are already there. I mean, I've already mentioned the department and through reports have shown that hundreds of millions of dollars a year is being stolen. So they don't need more money. They're actually going to get more money by getting their house in order.
Right, but that money is the money that goes to families, which is different than overhead costs that to implement the program. Those are two different amounts.
Right, they're two different amounts, but if $200 million is being stolen and
I think
$200 million
the point's made. There's a big cost savings with the card, but there was no additional money for the implementation. The feds were already covering half of it right now.
Thank you.
Okay, you bet. Okay, any other questions? Okay, very good. I'm going to read in the cards now. Not wanting to speak in support of the bill is Julie Cassidy from the Michigan League of Public Policy. And not wanting to speak opposing the bill is Sharday Burton of the Department of Health and Human Services. Okay, now we're going to be voting on House Bill 4515. Vice Chair Harris moves to report House Bill 4515 with recommendation as substitute H2. Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
On the motion to report as substituted, Chair Harris?
Yes.
I'm so sorry, Chair Begol.
Yes.
Representatives Harris?
I'm still a yes.
Vanderwall?
Yes.
Fitzgerald?
No.
McFall?
No.
Mr. Chair, you have 3 yeas, 2 nays, 0 pass. The motion prevails.
Okay. House Bill 4515 is reported with recommendation as H2. Okay, and lastly, we'll be voting on 4746. Representative Vanderwall moves to report House Bill 4746 with recommendation as substitute H2. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
On the motion to report as substituted, Chair Begol?
Yes.
Representatives Harris?
Yes.
Vanderwall?
Yes.
Fitzgerald?
Pass.
McFall?
Pass.
Mr. Chair, you have 3 yeas, 0 nays, 2 pass. The motion prevails.
Okay, then 4746 is reported with recommendation. Okay, there being no further business before the committee, we'll stand adjourned. Thank you, everyone.